Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Crochet for Baby. Thank you for watching and thank you for subscribing. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to crochet this little dress for a baby girl between 3 and 6 months old. It's very easy to make and perfect for the springtime. I also went ahead and made the matching little bonnet and the matching baby shoes, so stay tuned for these tutorials. Okay, so I hope you like it, and without further ado, let's get started, and thank you for watching. Okay, to begin, I'll be using this 3mm crochet hook, and today I'm using this yarn. It's super soft, baby 4-ply, James C. Brett. If you're in the US, you can use Lion brand, baby soft. This is a light number 3 baby yarn. The only thing is that if you're going to use a light number 3 yarn, whatever brand you decide, make sure that you use a slightly smaller hook. The reason is this light number 3 is still slightly thicker than the yarn that I'm going to use. So if you use this yarn with the same hook, your little dress is going to come out a bit bigger. Not by much, but just thought I'd let you know that before you get started. Okay, so here to begin, I have 67 chains. When I measured this chain, it measures about 12 inches, which is approximately 30 centimeters and a half. Now, if you're off by a couple of centimeters, it's okay. As long as you have the same number of chains, the tension sometimes varies, so sometimes it can be off. Okay, so here, like I said, I have 67 chains. Now, into the third chain from the hook, 1, 2, 3, I'm going to make a half double crochet. Now, with the chains here at the end and the first half double crochet that I did, I have 2. In this row, the chains here at the end counts as your first half double crochet. So now here, I'm going to make a total of 9 half double crochets. So there's 2. Into the next chain, insert your hook and make a half double crochet. That's 3. Into the next, 4. Into the next, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 half double crochet. So let me count them for you. The chains here at the end, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now chain 2, and into the next chain make 1 half double crochet, and here for this section I'm going to make 15 half double crochets. This one that I have counts as your first, so that's 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14,
15 half double crochets. So let me count them for you. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now chain 2, and into the next chain make a half double crochet, and here for this section I'm going to make 18 half double crochets. I already have 1. Into the next chain make your second, that's 2, 3,
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17,
18 half double crochets. Now chain 2, and into the next chain make a half double crochet, and here I'm going to make 15 half double crochets again. So there's 1, into the next chain make your 2,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14,
15 half double crochets. Now chain 2, and we're going to finish with 9 half double crochets. So into the next chain, make a half double crochet. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 half double crochets. And this is how we finish this first row, and you should have a total of 66 half double crochets, including the chains here at the beginning. Okay, so here we have 9, 2 chains, then we have 15, 2 chains, 18, 2 chains, 15 again, 2 chains, and we finish with 9 half double crochet. So this is going to be the sleeve right here, front panel, the back, the second sleeve, and the other front panel. Now for the second row, chain 2 and turn. These 2 chains from here on do not count as a stitch. They're just going to be there on the side to make sure that this here at the end is nice and straight. So make sure that whenever you count your stitches, you never count these chains here at the end. Okay, so here what we're going to do is we're going to make half double crochets for this first section here. There should be 9. So beginning on top of the first one here, make your first half double crochet right there, but make sure you only go through the back loop of each one of the half double crochets. If it's easier for you to go through the whole stitch right here where you grab both loops, it's fine. I just think it gives it a nicer look. So I'm going to go through the back loop and make the first half double crochet. That's 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
9 right there. Okay, so I have my 9 half double crochets. Now into each one of these chain 2 spaces, there's 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. You're going to do the exact same thing inside each one of them. You're going to go in and make 1 half double crochet, chain 2, and 1 half double crochet again. These are going to be your increases. So for every row from here on, you're going to increase by 8 stitches. 2, 4, 6, 8. And then you're going to just continue and make the next group of half double crochets. In this case we have 15, so you're going to make 15 half double crochets. One important thing here, make sure that you insert your hook into this stitch here, not this one here. Okay, sometimes I get a lot of comments saying that the number of stitches don't match for each row, so this could be one of the reasons. You may go into this stitch right there, but no, you need to go into the next. So right here, see, right there, insert your hook there and make your first half double crochet. It seems like you're skipping one, but really you're not, because here at the end you're going to finish by going into this last stitch right there. See, it almost looks like it's actually part of the chains, but no, that's why. I prefer to do it this way. If you want to do it where you go into the first, that's fine. Just make sure that you finish here instead of going into this one here. Okay, just a little tip there. The important thing is that you have the same number of stitches, especially in the second row, because here we have 15, so you know you're going to make 15 half double crochets, but in the next row you're going to be increasing, so it's easier, I think, to do it the way that I'm doing it. So here you're just going to continue and make these 15 half double crochets, and then again you're going to go into this chain 2 space and make a half double crochet, chain 2, half double crochet inside each one of the others that follow. So at the end of this second row you're going to have 74 half double crochets, not including the 2 chains here that we did at the beginning. So I'll meet you here at the end to show you how we're going to finish the second row. Okay, I'm here at the end of this second row. Now remember that in the first row I told you that the 2 chains do count as your first half double crochet, so here we have to make sure to make our last half double crochet there. So now for this section you should have 10 half double crochets, including this increase that we did for this side. So for the second row you should have a total of 74 half double crochets. Now for the third row you're going to chain 2 and turn. Remember that 2 chains never count as a stitch from here on, or from the second row and on. From here on you're going to repeat the same thing we did on the second row. So for rows 3 through 12 you're just going to chain 2, turn, and then into this first half double crochet you're going to make your first half double crochet. That's 1, into the next, that's 2, into the next, 3, and so on. That's 4, 5, make sure you only go through the back loop. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now inside each one of the chain 2 spaces there's 4. You're going to make your increases. So half double crochet, chain 2, half double crochet, and then continue and work your next section. And this is how you're going to continue all the way to the end. Make sure you always do your half double crochet, chain 2, half double crochet inside of each one of these chain 2 spaces. At the end of this third row you're going to finish with 82 half double crochets, and you're going to continue up to row 12. So I'm going to tell you how many stitches you're going to have at the end of each row from here on. For the third row I already told you it's going to be 82 half double crochets at the end of the third row. At the end of the fourth row 90 half double crochets. At the end of the fifth row 98 half double crochets. At the end of the sixth row 106 half double crochets. At the end of the seventh row 114 half double crochets. At the end of the eighth row 122 half double crochets. At the end of the ninth row 130 half double crochets. At the end of the 10th row 138 double crochets. At the end of the 11th row 146 half double crochets, and at the end of the 12th row 154 half double crochets. So at the end of every row, if you notice, you're going to have 8 more stitches, so you're increasing by 8 stitches on every row. Okay, so continue like this, and I'll meet you once this part here is done, which is at the end of the 12th row, to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of the 12th row. I have 154 half double crochets, and this is what it looks like. Let me measure it for you before I tell you how many stitches we have for each section. So I'm going to measure it from here to here, and it's measuring about 4 inches, which is about, let's see, about 10 centimeters. What we're going to do next is we're going to divide the sleeves, but before, I'm going to tell you how many stitches I have for each section. So between here and here, so from here to here, I have 20 half double crochets. Between here and here, there's 37 half double crochets. Between here and here, this is the back, we have 40 half double crochets. Then between here and here we have 37 half double crochets, and then again we have 20 half double crochets. So the front panels have 20 on each side, 40 for the back, and 37 for the sleeves. Okay, so here, what we're going to do is, in this next row, we're going to divide our sleeves. So here, let me untie this knot. So here, we're going to chain 2 and turn. The 2 chains never count as a stitch. Here, we're going to work these 20 half double crochets, and same thing, you're going to go through the back loop of the half double crochets on each one of them, like this. Okay, so continue, and once we have these 20 half double crochets, I'll meet you here to show you how we're going to divide the sleeves. Okay, I finished making these 20 half double crochets. Now inside this chain 2 space, I'm going to make 2 half double crochets. 1, 2. Now I'm going to chain 6, 3, 4, 5, 6, skip these 37 half double crochets, and inside this next chain 2 space right here, I'm going to make 2 half double crochets. 1 and 2, and now here you're just going to continue and work these 40 half double crochets, and I'll meet you here to show you how we're going to divide the other sleeve. I finished making these 40 half double crochets. Now inside this next chain 2 space, you're going to make 2 half double crochets, then you're going to chain 6, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we're going to skip these 37 stitches, and inside this next chain 2 space, you're going to make 2 half double crochets. 1 and 2. And now here we're just going to finish this row by making these 20 half double crochets. So I'll meet you here at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of the 13th row. I finished making these 20 stitches here. Now for this 13th row, we have a total of 88 half double crochets. We have 22 for this side, 22 for this side, and here in the back we have 44. So that's a total of 88 stitches plus 6 chains on each side. Okay, so here we're going to start counting rows. So for the first row, here at the end, I'm just going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and turn. Now these 3 chains count as your first double crochet in this row and all the rows that follow. Okay, so here into the second half double crochet right here, we're going to make a fan. Each one of these fans that we're going to make are going to consist of 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets, like this. Okay, again, skip 1 half double crochet, and into the next, make your fan. So 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Skip 1 half double crochet, and into the next, make a fan. This is all you're going to do for this first row. So continue like this. One thing, once you come here to the chains, you just continue with the same sequence. Continue and skip 1 chain and into the next, and so on until you have this part done under the sleeve here, and I'll meet you here at this end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this first row. I have a total of 47 fans for this first row. Now here to finish, I just did a double crochet into the last stitch. That's how you're going to end, with a double crochet at the end. Now for the second row and all the rows that follow, you're going to chain 3 and turn. And inside each one of these fans, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to go in and make a fan. 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Jump to the next fan and do the same thing. 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. That is all you're going to do for this row and all the rows to follow. When you finish this row, you're going to join here on top of the third chain right there and make a double crochet. Then you're going to chain 3, turn, and repeat the same row. I'm not exactly sure how many rows I'm going to do, but continue like this and I'll meet you at the end of this row to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I did a total of 16 rows here. If you want to make this part here longer, you can just continue in the same way that we did. As it is, from here to here, it's measuring about 17 centimeters. Okay, so here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a border here at the end. So to do this, I'm going to chain 1, turn on top of this first double crochet, make a single crochet, chain 2, inside this fan make a single crochet, 3 chains, back again into inside the fan, make a single crochet. So we do single crochet, 3 chains, single crochet inside this fan. Now again, chain 2, and between the fans right here, make a single crochet, 2 chains, inside the next fan, make a single crochet, 3 chains, single crochet again, 2 chains, and single crochet between the fans. This is how we're going to work this row. So continue like this, and I'll meet you at the end of this row to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end. Here I just did my last 2 chains and did a single crochet here into this last chain here at the end. I cut my yarn and passed my yarn through that last loop. Now I'm going to make 2 more rows, and I'm going to change colors on each row. So for this next row that I'm going to do, I'm going to insert my hook here into this single crochet that I did at the end, and using this yarn in this darker pink, I'm going to grab a loop, chain 1, and turn. If you're not changing color, just chain 1 and turn. On top of this first single crochet here, make a single crochet. Now here, we're going to chain 2, inside this chain 3 space, make a single crochet, 3 chains, then single crochet again into the same space, 2 chains, and right here we have these 2 chain 2 spaces. Inside this first one, make a single crochet like this, chain 2, and then again into the next chain 2 space, make a single crochet, chain 2, inside the chain 3 space, make a single crochet, 3 chains, single crochet again, 2 chains, again we have the 2 chain 2 spaces, make a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, and then from here on we repeat the same thing. Chain 2, inside the chain 3 space, make a single crochet, chain 3, and then single crochet. So continue like this for this row. I'll meet you at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end. Here at the end I just did 2 chains and finished with a single crochet on top of this last single crochet here at the very end. I cut my yarn once again and then just pass my yarn through that last loop. If you're not changing color, then just chain 1 and turn. Okay, so now here I'm going to insert my hook here into this single crochet that I just did. I'm going to grab this loop. I'm going to use this off-white color, and I'm going to chain 1, turn. Now here into this same single crochet, I'm going to make a single crochet, chain 2, inside this chain 3 space, make a single crochet, 3 chains, single crochet, chain 2. Now we have 3 chain 2 spaces, 1, 2, 3. Into the second one, which is the middle one right here, make 1 single crochet, chain 2, inside the chain 3 space, make a single crochet, chain 3, single crochet. From here you're just going to repeat the same thing. So chain 2, into the second chain 2 space, which is the middle one, make a single crochet, 2 chains, inside the chain 3 space here, make a single crochet, 3 chains, single crochet. This is all I'm going to do for this last row. So continue like this, and I'll meet you at the end of this row to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this last row. This is what it looks like. This is going to be the right side now. Now, here to finish, I just did my last 2 chains and then did a single crochet on top of this last single crochet here, cut my yarn, pass my yarn through that last stitch, and this part here is done. So now we're going to go here to the top of the neckline and into this stitch right here. That's the very first stitch. I'm going to grab this loop in this pink color, and I'm going to chain 1, and into the same stitch here, make 1 single crochet. Now we're going to make single crochets all around the neckline, just like this. So continue like this, and I'll meet you at the end on this other side to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end. I did my last single crochet right here. Now we're going to chain 3 and turn. Now in this row, what we're going to do is double crochets all around. So beginning here on top of this first single crochet, we're going to make a double crochet, but we're going to go through the back loop of the single crochet like this. On all of these double crochets, you're always going to go through the back loop. So there's 1, 2, 3 double crochets, and into the next 2 double crochets into the same stitch. So that's 1 and 2. Now again, I'm going to make 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and into the next 2 double crochets into the same stitch. This is how we're going to continue for this row. So you're just going to repeat 3 double crochets and into the next 2 double crochets all the way to the end. I will meet you here on this other side right here to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this first row. I have 81 double crochets, including the 3 chains at the beginning. If you have 1 or 2 stitches less or more, it's okay, just continue with the second row. So here, chain 3 and turn. In the second row, we're going to do the same thing, but to make the double crochets, we're going to go in between the double crochets. So beginning here between these 2, we're going to make a double crochet between the next 2, double crochet between the next 2, double crochet. So that's 1, 2, 3. Into the next, make 2 double crochets. 1 and 2. And then again, repeat. Double crochet, double crochet, double crochet, that's 3, and then to the next space between the double crochets, make 2 double crochets. This is how we're going to continue for the second row, so I'll meet you at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this row. I have 100 double crochets, including the 3 chains at the beginning. If you have a couple stitches less or more, it's okay, just continue with the third row. Now for the third row, chain 1 and turn. On top of this last double crochet that we did, we're going to make a single crochet. Now what we're going to do is we're going to skip 1 double crochet, and into the next right here we're going to make 6 double crochets. So hold it like this, so that it's easier for you to insert your hook there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 double crochets. Then we're going to skip 1, 2, and into the third double crochet, this one here, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to hold it like this. So into this space here, we're going to make 6 double crochets as well, like this. This first set of 6 double crochets, we did them going down. Now the difference in this next one is that we're going to make them going up. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this is what creates the wave. And again, skip 1, 2, and into the third, hold it like this, and repeat the same thing. 6 double crochets. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then again skip 1, 2, and into the third, make your next set of 6 double crochets going up. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So continue like this all around the neckline. And this is what it looks like. Very pretty. Okay, so continue like this, and let me show at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I finished making my last group of 6 double crochets, and since this one here was going down, what I did was I did a slip stitch right here, right on top of this last double crochet, cut my yarn, and then pass my yarn through that last loop. And this part here is done. Now we're going to go here to this other end, and I'm going to insert my hook on top of this single crochet, grab this loop in this cream color yarn, chain 1, and this is what we're going to do. I'm going to go into the next stitch or the next double crochet, make a slip stitch, chain 1, go on top of the next double crochet, slip stitch, chain 1, on top of the next, slip stitch, chain 1, and slip stitch, chain 1, slip stitch, chain 1, slip stitch, chain 1, slip stitch, chain 1, slip stitch, chain 1. This is all I'm going to do all around, so continue like this. This is what it looks like. I'll meet you at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I finished here by making my last stitch into this slip stitch right here. Then I cut my yarn and passed my yarn through that last loop, and that part here is done. So the neckline is done. This is what it looks like. Very pretty. Okay, so now we're going to go here to this side. This is where we're going to make the buttonholes. So here we're going to go to this end, and we have this row in this cream color white. So just insert your hook here at the very end where we have that single crochet. I'm going to use this pink color to do this, so I'm going to grab this loop, bring it through the front, chain 1, and into this same stitch here make 1 single crochet like this. Now we have the next row. There's a single crochet here, so make a single crochet, and then we have this row, make 1 single crochet, and into this space here make 1 single crochet. Now we have 3 chains double crochet, 3 chains double crochets. Into each one of these stitches along the side we're going to make 2 single crochets like this, and that is all we're going to do. So continue like this, and I'll meet you right about here to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I finished making these single crochets. I have 35 single crochets here, so make sure that when you do this other side, you have 36 stitches here along this other end as well. Okay, so now here what we're going to do is for this part we're going to make 1 single crochet right here where we have the 2 chains at the end, then we have the half double crochet. So here we're going to make 2. So we're going to alternate between 1 and 2, 1 and 2, all the way to the top. So here I'm going to make my first single crochet right there. There's 1, and then into this next one I'm going to make 2, 1, then 2, 1, then 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so here we have this last row for the yoke, and that's 1. Now we have this row that we did of single crochets for the neckline, so there we're going to only make 1 single crochet. Then into this double crochet here we're going to make 2, and then 1 more here at the very end. So there it is. That's how many we did. So we did, let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 stitches along this part here. So make sure that you do 23 along this other side as well. Okay, so here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to chain 1 and turn. Now we're just going to go back down. I'm going to skip this next single crochet, and into the one after that I'm going to make a single crochet. Then I'm just going to continue and go down all the way to the very end, just making single crochets on top of the single crochets that we did. Okay, so continue like this, and I'll meet you here at this end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end. I finished making single crochets here along the second row. Now we're going to chain 1 and turn. Here in this row on this side, we're going to make our buttonholes. Now the buttons that I'm going to use are these here. These I made using these flat head little buttons here. Now at the end of the tutorial, I'm going to show you how I made these little buttons since I made them myself. And if you notice, they're a bit big. You can use smaller ones. These are 9mm, or these here. These are also 9mm. It'll be up to you. Now here, depending on which buttons you're going to use, that's how many chains you're going to chain here. So for me, I'm going to chain 3. So here I'm going to make 1 single crochet into this first single crochet, or the last single crochet we did on the previous row, then 1 more, that's 2, and then I have my stitch marker here. This is where I'm going to put my first buttonhole. So I'm going to chain 3. You may not need to chain 3, you may need to only chain 1 or 2 depending which buttons you're using. Like I said, mine are big, so I need a big space there. So I'm going to chain 3. I'm going to skip 1, 2, and into the third single crochet I'm going to make a single crochet. Again, if you're only going to chain 1, then only skip 1. If you're going to chain 2, then only skip 2. Or skip 1 and into the second make your buttonhole. I'm going to make mine into the third. And now here I'm going to continue making single crochets until I come here. This should be about 8 single crochets. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Chain 3, skip 1, 2, and into the third single crochet, make a single crochet, and then again continue along making single crochets for the next buttonhole. For this part here, I'm going to use 6 buttons. If you want to put more, or if you want to use less, then make sure that you have the same number of stitches between each buttonhole. So continue like this. I'll meet you right about here to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the top. I did my last buttonhole here, then I did 1 single crochet here at the very end. Now I'm going to chain 1 and turn. Now on top of this first single crochet, I'm going to make a single crochet, and here inside each one of the buttonholes that you made, I did 3 chains, so I'm going to make 3 single crochets. If you made 2 chains, then make 2 single crochets. Now here between each one of the buttonholes, just make single crochets as well. So this is all we're going to do all the way to the end. So continue like this, and I'll meet you there to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I finished making this last row. Here at the end, all I did was I made my last single crochet, cut my yarn, and passed my yarn through that last loop, and this side here is done. Now we're going to do the exact same thing we did here, except that we're not going to make buttonholes here. All we're going to do are 3 rows of single crochet. So we're going to begin up here. This first row we're going to begin here and then go down. Once you come here to the end of the first row, you're going to chain 1, turn, and then the second row you're only going to do it up to here. This part here, we only want to make 1 row so that it looks like this here. And then you're going to chain 1, turn, and then come back down and finish the third row down here. So I'll meet you at the end of the third row, but first let me show you here how you're going to start. We're going to begin up here. So I have this loop ready with this pink color. I'm going to grab a loop, chain 1, and into the same stitch here make a single crochet, then go down into this stitch here we did 1, into this double crochet we did 2. The important thing here is to try to have the same number of stitches that we had here on this other side. So That's the important thing. Now into this row of there's a half double crochet there, so we're going to do 2, and then the row where we have the 2 chains at the end, you only do 1 single crochet, then 2 single crochets, 1, and so on. That's how you're going to work this part. It's exactly how we did it here on this end. And then for this part, we did 2 single crochets on each one of the stitches, and then we finished here by making these last single crochets here at the end. So continue like this, and I'll meet you once we're done with all 3 rows to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of the second row. I'm working my way up, but I'm going to stop right here, which is the last row that we did of single crochets here along the neckline. One thing that I just realized is that on this side we're going to have more stitches. This is because I didn't realize that behind this group of 6 double crochets we have the rest of the stitches here, see, right there. And this was because when we finished this last group of 6 double crochets, we made them going up, and so we finished here in this row where we have the double crochets, whereas this side we started differently. We started up here, so I'm going to leave it like this. It doesn't really show that much. It'll probably look like this. Plus the buttons that I'm going to use, it'll cover it up a little. It's just off by a couple of stitches. It's okay, no big deal. So here I'm at the end, so I'm just going to chain 1 and turn and then continue my way down. So I just thought I'd come and show you that you are going to have more stitches here on this side. So I'll meet you once this part here is done to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I finished making this last row here. Instead of making 3 rows, I decided to go up 1 more row and do 4 instead of 3. I did this because when I added these buttons, this part here was a bit open and you could see through, so I decided to add 1 more row. So for this side I did 4 rows, for this side we did 3. If you want to add 1 more row here, you can do that as well. So this part here is done, and this is what it looks like, and I also went ahead and added my buttons. So towards the end of the tutorial I will show you how I did these little buttons, and all I did here was tie them here to the back and then just hid my ends. You could barely see my ends here, so in other tutorials I have already shown you how I tie my buttons. I don't sew mine in. I think it's a lot easier to do that, so that's what it looks like. So now I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do the sleeve, this one here. I did it already, so I'm going to show you here on this other side. I'm going to do it exactly in the same way that I'm going to do this here, so it's going to be exactly the same on both sides. So we're going to go here under the sleeve, and we have 3 fans, 1, 2, 3. You're going to go into the middle one, which is this one here, right in the very center. Insert your hook there. Using the same hook that we've been using and the same yarn, grab a loop, bring it through the front, and chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Now yarn over, insert your hook into the space between these 2 fans right there, grab a loop, take 2 loops off, leave 2 loops on the hook, yarn over again, open this fan like this next one, and right in the middle insert your hook, grab a loop, take 2 loops off, 3 loops in the hook, close. Here's our first stitch reduction, which counts as 1 double crochet. Now we're going to do 1 more, so yarn over, insert your hook into this space right there. This is the last fan, so right here, grab a loop, take 2 loops off, yarn over, and now insert your hook right here into this corner. This is where we did half double crochet, 2 chains, half double crochet. So right there, insert your hook, grab a loop, take 2 loops off, 3 loops in the hook, close. And here's our second stitch reduction. Now we're going to skip this next stitch and into the next, the second one, go in and make a fan. The fans are going to be the same, 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Now skip 1, 2, and into the third make your next fan. 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Again, skip 2, 1, 2, and into the third, make your next fan. And this is all you're going to do all around the sleeve. So continue like this, and I'll meet you right about here to show you how we're going to finish this first row. Okay, I'm here at this other end, and I have a total of 12 fans around the sleeve. Now, to finish this row, what we're going to do is we're going to yarn over, insert your hook into this space, grab a loop, take 2 loops off, yarn over, then insert your hook into this last half double crochet. That's part of this row here. So insert your hook there, grab a loop, take 2 loops off, 3 loops on the hook, close. Again, yarn over. Now insert your hook right here into this space, grab a loop, take 2 loops off, yarn over, then right in the middle between these 2 fans right there, insert your hook, grab a loop, take 2 loops off, 3 loops on the hook, close. So here's our 2 stitch reductions, just like we did here at the beginning. Now insert your hook right here to the side where we have the 3 chains, grab a loop and join with a slip stitch. And this is how we finish this first row with a total of 12 fans. Now for the second row, chain 2, and here we're going to yarn over, insert your hook in on top of this first stitch reduction that we did, grab a loop, take 2 loops off, yarn over, go on top of the next stitch reduction, grab a loop, take 2 loops off, 3 loops on the hook, close. Now inside each one of these fans we're going to make fans. So 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. This is all we're going to do now all around, so continue like this, just making these fans. I'll meet you here at this other end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this second row. I have a total of 12 fans again. Now to finish this row, we're going to yarn over, and on top of this stitch reduction that we did on the previous row, insert your hook, grab a loop, take 2 loops off, yarn over, insert your hook on top of the next stitch reduction, grab a loop, take 2 loops off, 3 loops on the hook, close. Now to finish this row, go insert your hook here to the side where we have the 2 chains and join with a slip stitch. And this is how we finish the second row. Now for the third row, chain 2, and now here all we're going to do is work fans inside each one of these fans. So 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. This is how you're going to continue for this third row, just making fans. So I'll meet you here at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this third row. Now to finish, we're just going to go here to the side where we have the 2 chains and join with a slip stitch. Now for the fourth row, you're going to chain 1, and inside each one of these fans, you're going to make fans. So 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. So continue like this all around, just making fans for this fourth row, and I'll meet you here at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this fourth row. Now to finish, go here to the side where we have this chain and join with a slip stitch. And that's how we finish this fourth row. I'm just going to make one more row. So to make this fifth row, I'm going to chain 1, and inside this fan here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make 3 double crochets. So inside each one of the fans, you're just going to make 3 double crochets like this. Okay, so continue like this for this fifth row, and I'll meet you at the end of this row to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this fifth row. Now to finish, just go to the side here where we have this chain and join with a slip stitch. Now we're going to make one more row. So for row 6, you're going to chain 2. And here all we're going to do are double crochets on top of each one of these double crochets that we did on the previous row. So like this. 1 double crochet for each one of the double crochets that we did. Okay, so continue like this all around. I'll meet you here at the end to show you how we're going to finish this 6th row. Okay, I'm here at the end. I did double crochets all around for this 6th row. Now to finish, we're just going to go on top of the first double crochet right there and join with a slip stitch. And that's how we finish this row. Now, we're going to make one more row, and this is more of a decorative row. So here we're going to chain 1 and into the next double crochet, insert your hook, grab a loop, and make a slip stitch. Chain 1, slip stitch into the next, chain 1, slip stitch, chain 1, slip stitch, chain 1. This is all I'm going to do all around, so continue like this, and then I'll come back and show you our finished sleeve. Okay, I finished this last row. All I did here was cut my yarn and pass my yarn through that last loop. So this part here is done and our baby dress is done. For this other side, you're going to do the exact same thing. This is what it looks like on mine. I also went ahead and added these little flowers here along the middle. You can also add a little ribbon perhaps here in these rows or along the middle here as well. At the end of the tutorial, I'm going to show you how I did these little buttons using these same little rosebuds, and our little dress is done. This is what it looks like from the back. This is the neckline right there, and here's the skirt of the dress. And so there it is. I think it came out super cute. It's perfect for Easter or any other occasion. Okay, so this has been today's tutorial. I hope you like it. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time. Hi everyone, I want to show you a quick fix for when your neck here is a bit too wide. I was trying this little dress on the baby girl that I was planning to give this to, and it's a bit big around the neckline. So what I did here was I weaved some of this yarn, the same yarn that I used to make the little dress, and I weaved it here along the very first row that we did of half double crochets. I just went in and out all around. So here what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tie a knot at this very end right there at the very edge, and so it stays there and along this other side as well, so that this way the baby kind of sort of grows into the neckline. This now here, when you pull it, it's a bit smaller now, and it doesn't affect in any way the design. I think it looks actually a lot prettier because it's more fringed around the neckline. Okay, so I just thought I'd come in and show you a quick fix if you're running into the same problem. Okay, I'm going to show you how I made my little buttons that I'm going to use to put here on this little dress. What I did is I bought these little flowers from Walmart. These are these little rosebuds. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to sew 3 of them together. So I have my needle and thread ready here. You just sew the top like this and then grab another one. I'm using 3 and then do this like this. Arrange it there so that these 2 are secured like this. Then grab another one.
Do you see this?
Grab another one and then sew the top like this and bring it right about there. You just want to make sure that these are centered like this. Perfect. And now you're just going to reinforce all of these stitches that you did. Just there's no right or wrong way of doing this. All you want to do is make sure that they're all in place. Let's see, like this. So once you do this part, you can cut your yarn or your thread, and that's what it looks like. Now what I did with mine was I used these really tiny flat top buttons, and with hot glue I just put a little on top and then just pressed it down, and that's how I did these here. Now if you have these other buttons, make sure you put these in first and then on top of that hot glue or sew your little flowers. So that's all I did. So I just wanted to show you what or how I did my little rosebud buttons.